keep her happy. So, that's what I do, right? So I wash the dishes. Then I emptied the trash, right? And it's trash day tomorrow, so I got to wheel the trash can to the curb. Yeah. And it hit me. I'm doing the same bullshit I did at 10 years old that I didn't want to do. I'm doing it at 61. That's what I need to tell the kids. This shit doesn't change. It just comes back to motherfucking around. And I got a dishwasher. But you got to bend over to put shit in the dishwasher, and I'm not bending over. All right? So therefore, it's better for me to stay up the other foot and a half, wash the dishes, and let them dry. So that's what I was doing before I discovered we were going to be 40 minutes late on the air tonight, Stephen. But my week's been
we're
off
live.
the chain.
We're live now on Poxcat. We're live on Boxcast now, Weezy, on Pod Brother Nation. We're live.
All right, so we're on podbrothernation.com live. 44 minutes late, mofos. We're live on Boxcast. 45 minutes late, mofos. But we're here. And that's what counts. We're here. All right. So, Steven, it's been a week. How was your week? How did it go? I know that once I propped up your penis last week, I'm pretty sure that all the women were happy to understand that your penis game was better than Bigg Weezy's game. People were calling me. They were like, Weezy, there's no fucking way Steven's penis is fatter than yours. And I said, of course it's not fatter than mine. I said his penis game was better. All right? I'm talking about it looks better. Okay? But my shit's still photogenic. But make no mistake, there is no penis on the face of this earth at my size and height and weight. My speed in the 40. My height in the jump. All right? In the penis carbines, all right, that's where you go work out for professional, athletes when they have the NFL carbine and the NBA carbine. In the penis carbine, Bigg Weezy still 5.5-inch circumference, baby. That's all I want to say. How was your week, Steven?
My week was good. I actually got a couple of takers on you propping my penis up, and I appreciate that love. So my weekend was good. I got a chance to the whole week was good, Weezy. I got a chance to go out. A client of mine bought one of our 40-inch drive-in movie theaters, and they launched it this weekend. And they asked me to come out to help, train them and get it up. And I even took Herb out with me. We took some video of it. And they used the drive-in movie theater setup to do a drive-in movie theater Christmas show. So they filmed the show. They had a little
white
stage.
people.
White folks in Thousand Oaks, man. Folks. Yeah, with money. White folks with money.
And no mask on.
Well, they all were tested, and so they did the Tyler Perry bubble thing. So everybody who was in the cast, there was only 4 in the cast, and it wasn't that big of a deal. And they were
okay. Hold on one second. First thing, the people don't know Steven and her. They've got these gigantic drive-in screens that you can. Is it rent and buy or
yes,
both? Correct.
You can rent them
you
from
can
us,
rent or buy.
Yep. And so they did the Christmas. Yeah.
Pardon?
They did their Christmas show. They had their stage off to the side, and they recorded it, and they put it up on the screen so people in their cars could watch a Christmas play at a drive-in movie theater in real time live. That's what I did over the weekend. So weekend.
Now, so this is what I'm talking about. See, this is what Steven and Herb do. All right, they sell this shit. Now, they got a grant. They got some money that they don't have to repay to buy this shit and sell this shit. All right, or rent this shit. Okay, and this is what I'm talking about, black people. All right. You got people inboxing me on Instagram. I don't know if you've ever gotten this bullshit, Steven, but, I'm hip to it now. Somebody, normally it's a girl, all right? It's a woman, somebody that's like 40 years younger than me, thinking I'm going to go for the bullshit, hits me up like 1 a.m. talking about hello, all right? I already know what's up. I turn over, go back to sleep, and I hit them back at a decent hour, 10 a.m. And I'll say, hi, how are you? I'm fine. I don't want any grant money. That's my response. Because the next thing is, hey, have you heard about the new thing going on about how you can get hundreds, thousands of dollars in grant money? It was on CNN. Then I respond, I watch CNN 24 hours a day, motherfucker. I ain't seen this shit on CNN.
Yeah.
I DVR CNN, motherfucker. CNN ain't talk shit about no hundreds of $1,000s in grant money. CNN is talking about the deaths and coronavirus. CNN is talking about the president not conceding, shook Trump. CNN is talking about how Mitch McConnell, until yesterday, wasn't calling President-elect Biden President-elect Biden. CNN is talking about coronavirus vaccine. They are not talking about your motherfucking grant money that where I could get hundreds of thousands of dollars. Then they hit me back, well, it's a great program. Then I hit them with this one. Let me see your grant deposit. Bam. That's all I want to see. Give me a redacted copy. Okay. Whoa. Sorry about that, people on live. Oh my God. I done knocked it over. Give me a redacted copy of your bank account showing the deposit of the hundred thousands of dollars. That gets my attention. Okay? That gets my attention. The first time this ever happened, Stephen, I engaged the conversation all the way to the end to find out that if I pay a certain amount of money, I think if my recollection is clear, it might have been $3,000. All right. I submit $3,000. I'm like, bitch, is this from Nigeria? Because that's what these motherfuckers send you. Right.
Yeah.
Where they're willing to deposit $25 million in my bank account, and I can keep the money, and all I need to do is send them $1,500 because the currency exchange in their country, my $1,500 is worth $25 million motherfucking dollars. Are you kidding me? I mean, the scam jobs are on, Stephen. All right. I got one from this Digest Solutions. Digest Solutions hits me up. Mr. Bigg Weezy, we're going to renew your contract for guarding your computer for $399. All right, I hit these mofos back. I started asking them questions. I said, you guys left me a message. And the guy says, well, who called you? I said, how many motherfuckers work there? He says 100. I said, well, it was one of them 100 motherfuckers that called me. Are you sure we left you a message? Yeah. I said, what did you want? He goes, well, it's probably about your computer, right? He goes, well, it's time for you to pay your $399. I said, which computer? He goes, you know, the one that you renewed before. I said, well, I got 5. What does your computer say? Which computer is on your computer? All right. That's how this goes, right? And then he finally figured out that I knew he was scamming, so he hung up on me. But did I stop there, Stephen? I called him back all day. They started talking shit. Stop calling us. You stop calling. You motherfucker. You a son of a bitch. Fuck your mother. And I'm like, wait a minute. What the hell you mean you want to fuck my mama? How much are you willing to pay? Because they don't know who the fuck. We need the money.
They don't know who they talking
my
to.
My mom is a breast cancer survivor. She's got one titty. That right there is a specialty. Let me tell you what's happening. And my mama won't get pissed if I tell you about this because we talk about it all the time. So that's what's up. All right. The next day, that shit was gone. I got one yesterday from Netflix. This shit was fake as fuck. Netflix hit me up talking about I need to give them my credit card information because my account's not going through. I'm like, Netflix don't send you no bullshit like that. Netflix gives you a link to hit that lets you go and update your credit card information. They don't ask you for your credit card information. The vultures are out, Stephen.
Yeah, they are.
The scam artists are going. And we already know they fuck with elderly people because we always fall for that shit. But I'm one of them elderly motherfuckers at 61 years old that's not falling for that shit. Just like when this girl came to the door talking about I could have some $20 pussy. I'm like, bitch, your shit's only worth $10. You scamming me. I ain't falling for no $20 crackhead pussy when I can, really just barter that shit down to $10, maybe even $5, and I offer you a fake rock. Shave a little bit off of my oil of Olay bar upstairs, put it in a little baggie that comes with screws and anchors when I buy that shit, because I save them little baggies that come with the screws and the anchors, because you never know when you're gonna need that shit. Because you can't find it unless you go to a neighborhood in the hood where they sell them in packs for you to be able to load your weed up and sell it. But why am I going to buy 500 little packets when I don't sell weed or crack, when I can keep the free one that comes in the box that has the screws and the anchors in it, right?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. That's right. It's scamming, people. That's what's up. This the season. They're scamming. The news today, they're talking about homeboy. Oh my God. What's his name? I can't. Oh, sorry, Stephen. I should have wrote it in my notes, man. They're talking about the prisoners getting the unemployment money. Scott Peterson. They're talking about Scott Peterson was getting unemployment. This motherfucker on death row getting unemployment. You know how pissed I was? I was pissed off. Man, my son called me. I said, bro, you on death row still, right, son? He goes, yes, Dad. I said, why in the fuck aren't you getting unemployment like Scott Peterson? Right? I said, well, come on. He's talking about, well, my book selling. Fuck your book. Get you some unemployment like Scott Peterson. So there's nothing worse than having a family member on death row, Stephen, and they're not taking advantage of the system.
Damn. That's messed up, man.
That's what I told my son. So, but anyway, that's the scams are out, Stephen. It's scam season, man. You got to watch out. And Herb, you're older than me. You got to watch out for all the scams, Herb. But Herb is white. Technically, Herb is white. All right. And Herb, you're gonna get the charity scams, Herb.
Yeah.
You're gonna get the charity scams where they come to your door, right? Or you're going to the supermarket and some young kid walks up to you and he says, "Can you buy some of my candy bars? Because we're trying to save money, put money together to buy uniforms for the high school football team, right?" And Herb's a nice guy. Herb's gonna kick him in some money, right? But Bigg Weezy's gonna be like, motherfucker, they canceled football. They ain't playing no high school sport, motherfucker. This shit, what you talking about? They ain't playing those sports. All right? Right? If you gonna scam me, tell me that the Rams need you uniforms. Then I'm gonna go buy your candy bar, help you with uniforms. That the Chargers need new uniforms. Then I'm gonna help you out. But don't tell me Gardena High School needs new uniforms for the football season. Football season's canceled. Shit. They got the corona going around. Rona canceled high school sports. So that's the type of shit that's been going on, Stephen. But I'm feeling pretty good right now, I can tell you that.
I can see it. You're on a roll. You're in a good mood right now.
Yeah.
Stephen, yes, sir.
This is going back a few shows, but I got my newspaper. I got the Times, got my 101 restaurant book, and I was paging through it and got reminded of, this goes back a few years, but the best the best fried chicken sandwich I ever ate. And And what it was Howlin' Ray's in Chinatown when I was doing jury duty. They're still there. And
what's it called? What's it called, Herb?
Howlin' Ray's. It's
Howlin'
and I
Ray.
can tell you exactly where it is. 727 North Broadway. You know, it's in Chinatown in that one big kind of market area that's called I think Chinatown East Gate or something like that. It's in that area. And theirs is amazing, and they got fried chicken and everything else, but they're the official fried chicken store for Chinatown.
Let me tell you
Damn,
something.
they're good.
People that are out there watching Weezy Philosophy with bad advice is advice and ignorant talk is talk. Do you know what you just witnessed? Do you know what you just heard from Herb Morris? Okay, he's talking about a chicken sandwich. How many years ago, Herb?
Probably about 10, 12 years ago.
10, 12 years ago. Okay, he's telling you about a chicken sandwich from 10, 12 years ago. The chicken sandwich, ladies and gentlemen, was so fucking good that he remembers that he was on jury duty.
Yeah.
He can tell you the name of the fucking judge on that jury duty, the foreman of the jury. He can tell you how much parking was and where he parked his car, what floor it was in the parking garage and what stall he pulled into. He can tell you how much gas was in his car that day. He can tell you right now I only had a little bit past a half a tank of gas because that's how good the fucking chicken sandwich was, ladies and gentlemen. He could tell you that the chicken sandwich was so good that he probably rubbed a little sauce right under his nose so he could smell it all the way while he's sitting in the jury room. Right? That's how good. See, that's what happens. It happens for men. It happens with food, and it happens with a girl. With food, it's so good you can describe it, man. Let me tell you, this shit happened. I'm gonna tell you, the men just want to go. It was January 23rd. It was about 2 p.m. in the afternoon. The drive-thru had 5 cars in front of me. I was thinking whether I should stay in the drive-thru line or keep going. I decided to stay. Okay? Drake was playing on the radio. Right? The car behind me didn't have a headlight. I remember it because I was thinking, wow, who in the fuck would take their headlight out of the hood of their car? And as I'm sitting there, I ordered. The girl's voice was soft, but not like regular soft. It was like drive-through chicken sandwich soft. All right? And then I placed my order. And then she asked me if I wanted to have some fries or an apple pie with it. I remember this shit like it was fucking yesterday. I get there, I order it. Right? And at that time, we paid with cash. So she was like, there was $7.75. And I remember thinking, fuck, I only got 2 quarters. But can I find 2 dimes and a nickel in my ashtray drawer? And I had it. I paid her exact change. She gave me the receipt. She wrote a little circle on it with 2 dots and a smiley face to let me know how much they appreciated my business. But she didn't put her name on it because she wasn't that type of bitch. I go and I pull over and I eat this chicken sandwich. This chicken sandwich was so good that my right testicle started to vibrate as if it was the vacuum cleaner sucking up dirt in the corner of my fucking apartment at 2 o'clock in the morning. See, ladies and gentlemen, when a fucking sandwich is that good, those are the type of little details that you take with you. Okay? It's the same thing with women. It was March 23rd. It was about 1:30 p.m. I saw her, our eyes met. I walked up to her and I said, hey, do you want to dance? And she said, yes. I was shocked. My heart started to flutter. My left testicle started to vibrate as if it was my vacuum cleaner in the corner of my apartment at 2 o'clock in the morning. We walk out to the middle of the dance floor, and I right then and there, she started doing her thing, and I was thinking, I want to fuck this bitch. But I couldn't tell her that. So I kept those thoughts to myself, and I decided to be a nice guy. I ended up taking her back to her place. I didn't know what to do because I'm not really used to this shit, but we did our thing. I remember that was the beginning of the first day of the worst fucking relationship I ever had in my life. See, it doesn't make a difference with men. We remember if it's a good chicken sandwich or the worst fucking relationship we ever had. We remember the beginnings and the remnants of that shit right there, Steven. So, Herb, I am not surprised that you were summoned through the LA Times. The dated March 23rd, 1986. It was a sunny day. Your right nut started to vibrate like the vacuum cleaner in your living room at 2 o'clock in the morning in the corner. As you ran, you came across, what was the name of that place again, Steven?
It was something chicken.
No, I mean,
Howlin'
sorry,
Ray.
Herb, what was the name of it?
Howlin' Ray. And I found out
Howlin' Ray. I came across the name Howlin' Ray.
And
I knew
I
right
found
then and
it.
there.
They're in
Yes.
the new 101 restaurant book, and they're still open now. So
For the people who don't know what a
they got an
newspaper-
amazing rating. So if you're
This-
looking for a chicken sandwich, that's
the
the
one.
place. Yeah.
Now, Herb,
I
no
hadn't thought
offense,
of it
no,
before.
Herb,
All I could think of.
Herb, no offense, Herb, because you know I like you, bro, and I know you're a foodie like I am. But for Black people, we like spices in our food most of the time. We like it. So is this a kick-ass chicken sandwich like that, or is this like white people chicken sandwich?
This one they have sauce, and
So it's the sauce.
they have sauce that starts at Gringo, and they got, I think, 5 levels, and they got one that's that'll hurt you on the other end. You want the sauce that's in the middle.
I'm sorry, sir. Sometimes my sciences kick in, but you know what? I'm telling you, that's racist as shit, man. And I don't know why white people have been letting restaurants get away with this for years. For whatever reason, anything that's a mild to like hardly no spice at all sauce, they call it gringo. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, that's an insult. That's saying white folks can't eat hot shit.
I eat hot shit.
I know you do, Herb. I know. But I mean, think about it. You
I'm
go
a
to a
Cajun.
burrito place, and the burrito place will have on the menu, you want your burrito gringo, you want your burrito Italian, you know what I'm saying? Gringo, we already know gringo means not hot at all.
Yeah.
And that's an insult. That's some shit that Snoop Trump should have been picked up a long time ago and took care of shit on that. But he's too worried about, William Barr being gone on December the 23rd. William Barr, all right, which is the Ice Cube of the cabinet. All right. As a matter of fact, we'll just call him what he is. He's Ice Bar. All right. Ice Bar is leaving the cabinet. Ice Bar took a parting shot. All right. Ice Bar came out last week and solidified. He says, listen, I'm not going to be associated with this motherfucker anymore because he's just completely ruined my legal standing, making people think that I'm doing his bidding. Am I right, Steve?
You are absolutely right, man.
Yeah.
William Barr, he probably got tired of this shit on the news. He probably got tired of people calling him Snoop Trump's personal lawyer, doing shit for Snoop Trump, right? And he fired his shot. Go, Steve.
Well, I think he knows that the embarrassing exit strategy of the Trump administration days are ahead of him, and whoever is still like a part of it, because America, people remember the last thing that they see, and so do you want your presidency, the very last thing that happens in your presidency, to be a knockdown, drag out, drug out of the White House, crazy drama, and anybody who's still attached to that administration is associated with that exit moment in America? I got something for you, Weezy. I got an over under for you.
Yes.
Okay? Here's the over under. Okay.
Yes.
How many people are going to resign before inauguration? Is it going to be over, let's say 10 people, or under 10 people?
No, it's going to be over 10 people, Stephen.
Over.
And we're not even going to hear about most of it. All right. Because we already know that staffers and people that don't get the limelight, that don't have the high profile jobs, but are working in the West Wing, we already know resumes started shooting the fuck out on November the 4th. That's why.
Over under on 20. What about 20?
No, you'd have to go to 40 for me.
Yeah.
Okay? Because I'm telling you, this is what's happening, Stephen. Now, look, ladies and gentlemen, all right? I don't know this for sure because I haven't personally talked to Donald Trump, all right? And I know that most of you know that I am really in when it comes to most of the major things that are going on in this country. We spoke about it about a month and a half ago. My standing in history, the people I've spoken with and consulted with, some of the decisions I made that other people have taken credit for, like JFK, taking credit for, certain things, all right? People have no idea that I actually started and wrote the civil rights deal, all right? I let Martin Luther King take the lead on that shit because I didn't feel like marching that day. So we all know that my standing in American history speaks for itself. And this is what's going on. Oh, shit, I had to knock this over again. So this is what's going on, people. In the West Wing, motherfuckers are not resigning. They're just not showing up. They're doing a no-show, no-call. Okay? That's what's happening, Stephen. They're just doing a no-call, no-show. Because in your employee handbook, it is clear for every person that you work for in this country, when you have an at-will employment, all right, and as a former employer, I know what that is.
Explain, please. Explain what at-will employment is.
I'm explaining it right now. If you get a job and you don't sign a motherfucking contract, if they don't sit down and have a press conference telling the motherfuckers publicly how much money you making, when you go to Walmart and they hire you at Walmart and they tell you, show up tomorrow at 5 o'clock for orientation, you are an at-will employee. You are hired at will and you can be fired at will. Yeah. We don't need a reason to fire you. I've got a bad thing with this thing today. You can show up to work. And if I don't like your hairdo, I can say, I don't like your hairdo. I'm letting you go. Letting you go is a fancy way of saying you're fired. We say let you go because too many motherfuckers come back, start shooting nowadays. So letting you go softens the blow. All right? That's at-will employment. All right? Because I don't like your hair. Now you're going to say, I can't believe this motherfucker said he doesn't like my hair, so I'm going to get a lawyer. The lawyer's going to say, did they fire you because of your religion? No. Did they fire you because you were a woman, a transgender, an LGBTQ, a dog that decided he wanted to be a human sexually? No. Did they fire you because you're 560 years old? No. Did they fire you because of the clothing that, no, that's not it. So it's sex, sexual orientation. Oh, did they fire you because you were disabled because you're missing a pinky finger? No. Then I can't help you because they can fire you because they don't like your fucking hair. But they can't fire you behind religious shit. They can't fire you behind sexual orientation. They can't fire you because because you're Muslim and you have to do prayers in the afternoon or 4 times a day or whatever you do as part of your religion. They can't fire you. That if you work in the drive-thru, that you drop down, all right, wash your feet, throw the rug down or whatever the proper term for it is, and you start praying right there, they can't fire you because that's part of your religion, all right? I know I've made light of it. Fuck it. That's what we do on this show because ignorant talk is talk and bad advice is advice, all right? So they can't fire you for that, but you are hired at will, okay? All right? Professionals, people that are like doctors, lawyers, all right? High profile, professional athletes, all right? Executives at a high level, they sign a contract. The contract tells them that for the next 2.5 years, the next 3 years, the next year, the next 5 years, you're going to make this amount of money. They put a morals clause in there. If we catch you fucking a donkey in the closet, you will be let go. Okay? They have a fraternizing rule. All right? You can't mess around with people that you work with that are below you or insubordinate because it's a power thing. You can be let go. So when you sign a contract, they put that in there. And so in order to let you go, there's a severance package. You have an exit package. That if something happens and they let you go, they're going to pay you half your contract, a month's work of your contract, or whatever it is, based on the violation. Like the guy that was the head of McDonald's, the CEO of McDonald's 3 years ago, got caught having an inappropriate relationship with the bitch in the drive-thru. All right. So he was let go. All right. He wasn't at will, he was contractual. So when you are at will, you can be let go for no reason, no explanation whatsoever at any time. All right. Let's say you get to work at 8 o'clock. It's 8:05 and they fire you. That's it. Your only response is, where's my check? Because when you get fired, they must have your money on the spot or the clock is ticking. That's right. I was an employer. So what do? I don't fire you on the spot. I suspend you first. We suspend you for 3 days because it takes HR 3 days to process your fucking paperwork and get your check together. Then at the end of your suspension, when you come back to work, we let you work the whole fucking day because we're stupid like that. Then we call you in at the end of the day. You know shit's not right because your check is waiting for you. Your box is being put together by security. They're loading up your shit and they escort you the fuck out of the building, right? No one gets fired in the morning. You fire them at the end of the day, normally on a Friday. Why? Because there's a 2-day cooling off period because white folks will come back blasted. White folks don't give a fuck. You fire a white motherfucker on a Wednesday in a Wednesday morning, by 4 o'clock Wednesday afternoon, you're in a mass fucking shooting. You're the lead story in your town. You're the lead story on ABC, NBC, CBS, CNN, Fox News, MSNBC, CBS, NSB, ESPN News, whoever has a fucking outlet, KCET, PBS, whoever has, you're the lead fucking story. So we fire you on Friday at 5 o'clock. And not only do we fire you at 5 o'clock, we make you think like you did nothing wrong. This is how it's done. John, thanks for seeing me. I really appreciate you seeing me. I know you have to go. You don't mind, John? Can you have a seat? Can you have a seat? No, it's only going to be a few minutes, John. It's only going to be a few minutes. First off, John, how long you been with us for, right? I already know John's been here 5.5 fucking years. But I'm softening John up. I'm making John feel relaxed. Okay? Yeah, 5.5 years. That's right. 5.5 years. And during that time, John, your work's been exemplary. We really enjoyed what you've done. We appreciate what you've done. But as you may or may not know, because you know the walls talk, the company's been experiencing some revenue issues. And because of those issues, we've decided that we've had to make some changes. And some of the people in our leadership positions, such as yourself, we've had to make some hard calls. We've had to decide that there's going to be some people that we are going to have to learn how to live without. And I'm sorry to say this, John, but we're going to have to let you go. But before we do, I want you to understand that right now, I know that, you have 2 weeks vacation. We've put an additional 2 weeks worth of vacation in your packet. See, that's what they call your paycheck, motherfuckers. It's a packet. All right? Because you got all kinds of shit in the packet. So we put an extra 2 weeks in the packet. So we've done that. We've prepared an exit interview So we're gonna, if you could just stop by HR and fill that out. Your exit interview, all right, is where you put down great shit about the fucking company because you're in shock. They ask you shit like, how was your time at the company? Did you have any problem with the supervisors? Did you think your training was right? But because I've softened you up, John, and you're feeling a certain way, you're going to put those great answers down. Designed legally to be used against you when you get home, tell your wife, gets pissed, and decide to get a lawyer and sue the fuck out of us. So when you're in your deposition and you say, these motherfuckers treated me like shit, they're going to say, do you remember filling out this paperwork, John, saying that the company was great and that they treated you right and that they did all this shit? Because that's what we do as employers to protect ourselves.
That was
right, just like me.
That was poetry
yes.
right there. That was poetry. I'm giving you the golf clap, and I'm giving you the round of applause, and I'm also
and that's why
touchdown
yes.
Jesus.
Yes, and that's why, as a former employer, all right, my ass never got blasted. Okay, my ass never got blasted. There was never someone that, and I really didn't let people go. All right, and you know why I didn't let people go? Do you know why I didn't let people go? Because
you didn't want to do the paperwork
as an employer. Listen, what you mean you want to let what do you mean you want to let Shalala go? What the fuck you talking about? No, you don't like Shalala? No, Shalala's not going. I know she's not a great employee, but the reason she's not a great employee is because of us. It's up to us and our training program to turn people in. Because if you're telling me we need to fire this bitch, you're telling me that my hiring practices it needs to be checked out. Because she filled out the application, and who made the decision that she filled out the application to call her in for an interview? We did. And when she came in for the interview and we talked to her and she answered the questions, right? We were happy with the questions she gave us, right? Right. And then we even went so far as to call her previous employers, and they told us that she was cool, right? Yeah. And she had a fucking letter of recommendation, right? So you telling me that we did all that fucking work to hire a bum? Fuck that. Retrain that bitch. I ain't firing nobody. That's how I used to run my business. All right. I did not let people go. All right, because they were doing a bad job. If they were doing a bad job, we trained them wrong. We didn't do something right. All right, because if I had to hire you and spend all that money to train you, because it cost me double, right? Because I have to have you come work with somebody that knows what the fuck they're doing, Steven. That means I'm paying two motherfuckers to do one job. As an employer, I'm not happy with that concept. But they have to be trained. And they have to get their productivity in order. And they have to be able to work in an efficient manner. So I have to invest that fucking money at the beginning, pay double to turn them into, hopefully, an efficient and productive employee that does satisfactory work. Oh, did you hear what I say, ladies and gentlemen, for all those who work for people? Satisfactory work. Let me tell you what that means as a former employer. I don't need you to be super fucking man. I don't need you to be off the fucking chain. I just need you to be satisfactory, all right? Because if you're that fucking good, then you're going to leave me and go get a better fucking job. I need mediocre high school dropouts in my restaurant who think they're going no place to cook my fucking food. That's what I need. I don't need a motherfucker with a PhD on his way to someplace. You talking about you just got out of college, you got a PhD in economics, you can't find a fucking job, so now you want to be a server? Motherfucker, you won't be here in 3 months. Sorry, you don't get the job. What? You got 5 kids? You're 20? You get the fucking job. That's how it fucking works. Because you gonna work your ass off to feed them mofos because your man ain't doing shit. All 5 of them. So that's the employees I used to hire. Now, I'm sorry to some of the people that I've offended, but remember, I am no longer an employer, but that's how the fuck we think. Okay? That's how the fuck we think. All right? There was nothing worse than when somebody said, hey, Mr. Brown, how you doing? You know what I'm thinking? I got to stop and have small talk with this motherfucker. I actually have to stop and do small talk. I got to ask them about their family and how they're doing and how things are going. Mr. Brown, how you doing? Hey, how are you? Oh, so great to see you. John, right? Yeah, John. How you doing, John? How's the family? Oh, that's fantastic. Kids are doing well. How many kids do you have? You know what John's accomplished? He's accomplished of 2 minutes of me not accomplishing a fucking thing in my day with that small talk. That's how employers think. We don't want to stop and talk. We're working. We're busy. You only put in 8 fucking hours, 7.5 if you include your lunch. Maybe. No, 7 hours or 10 minutes because you motherfuckers want 2 10-minute breaks. But you really take 15. You only give me 6 hours and 20 minutes of work. And fuck you, cigarette smokers. You motherfuckers need a break every hour to go get a toke. So you pretend like you're going to the toilet, but you go outside, you smoke a cigarette. So you motherfuckers really have 4 or 5 breaks a day. There's nothing worse than finding out you've hired a damn cigarette smoker. So yes, I'm putting in 16 hours a day. So it's my money. I'm putting in 16 hours a day. That's why I'm paying myself the most. I'm my best employee. When I fuck up, I send myself home early. That's what I do. Okay? So that's what it was like when I was an employer, but now I'm a comedian now and I don't have to worry about any of that bullshit. All right, but that's how we let people go, Stephen. That's how we did it. And that way you don't get blasted. You know what
I
I'm
get
saying?
it.
Because it's a lateral move. Then people that get blasted, they've been talking shit and hounding people for no reason for years. There is no reason if you're a supervisor to be getting on anybody's ass about their productivity. You have to train them and make them better. First off, they may have a problem at home. Now, look, I have to admit, I'm not supposed to really care about this stuff. And I did it, but I was smart enough to know that if somebody had an issue, let's help them solve their issue so they can be better at work and be better productive. You know what I'm saying? So we have to pretend like we care. That's all. All right. We really don't care, but we have to pretend like we care because you can't get attached. Because when you get attached, you get emotional. And when you get emotional, you'll be like this one girl that worked for me. She was my general manager. General manager is like running the fucking company. You're like 3 steps below the CEO. All right. And so with that, you're responsible for day-to-day operations. Well, one day she screwed up real bad, real bad. But I did what I was supposed to do when we had our conversation. I told her, listen, this is not good. It's not a good thing for the company, but we can fix this. You've been here 15 years. We can fix it. She goes, how do we fix it? I said, you write a letter of an apology. All right. We make it public. Okay. You apologize. You have to be contrite. And she was like, what's contrite mean? Because she was ghetto as fuck. But what people don't realize that you have people that are ghetto as fuck that are smart as fuck. They just can't express themselves that we're used to seeing. All right. The King's English is not part of their strong point, but their minds are there. All right. They understand that they got it. They're sharp people. That's why I don't judge people by the way they speak. I judge by the knowledge that they spit to me when we're talking. So she had worked her way up with no high school education, worked her way up to running my company, general manager, 1995. I'm paying her like $5,000 a month. Last time she saw $5,000 a month was her back paying food stamps. Okay. That's how it was. So she was doing a great job. I trained her personally, which means if I'm paying her 5, I had to pay somebody with her skills 10 with the education behind them. So I was saving 50% right there. All right. Great. But what happened? She didn't want to apologize. And she forced me to let her go. Because the higher you go, the easier it is for you to lose your job. You make a mistake and you use the N-word and you the head of the CEO, you get fired. Now, you get fired. Okay, you get caught with your ass out at 2:00 in the morning drunk, you get fired. Right? You have a DUI, you get fired. All right. The higher you go, regular people get a DUI, the job doesn't know about it. You go to court on your court date, right? You pay the fine and get community fucking service so that you don't miss any work. But when you high up, they know about that shit. When you're a celebrity, they know about that shit. So the higher you go, the easier it is for you to lose your job. You violate your morals clause in your contract, and then you get let go. But at will employees, nah, absolutely not. So that's what it was like being an employer, Stephen, as I said earlier today in the conversation.
Very, very well put. Being an entrepreneur, business owner, I can relate to every single second of what you just spit out.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I don't miss it. Okay. I didn't realize till I went bankrupt and was out of business. I had no idea that my mind never slept because it becomes a way of life. My mind never slept. I'm relaxed. My biggest problem today, Stephen, was am I going to eat one or two sweet rolls this morning with my tea?
And you waffled on that decision.
Waffle. So what I did was I broke it up into two meetings, or as I like to say, two feedings. I ate one with my tea, and then I waited 45 minutes and ate the other one. I didn't eat them together. And then technically, I fooled my body, and my body thought, oh, this is like a pre-lunch snack. But that's my biggest problem of the day. You know, my biggest problem tomorrow is, do I change my sheets on my bed? And let's be honest, ladies and gentlemen, I don't change them myself. Someone else changes them for me. Because on Wednesdays and Thursdays, I have relief that comes in so that I can relax a little bit. All right. And they show up at 8:30 in the morning and they wash my clothes and they clean my messes. I've got cigar ashes all over the garage where I smoke my stogies. They sweep it up. They empty my trash cans. They empty my trash cans upstairs, my trash cans downstairs, right? They empty the dishwasher. They wash the morning breakfast deals. They clean out my fridge. I have the cleanest fridge. My fridge, everything's stacked in plastic. Everything is great. It's from the restaurant business. Everything's great. I don't have any cross contamination. Raw foods with the raw food, cooked foods with the cooked food, and vegetables are with the vegetables. No cross contamination in my refrigerator. Everything has a lid. Every plastic container has a lid. You will not find a plastic container in my kitchen that doesn't have a lid that fits on it. All right. I don't do that. Put it in a plastic bag, cover it with foil, put another thing. No. When I bought it, it had a lid on it. And when I use it, it's going to have a lid on it. And I keep my lids separately from the other plastics. That's how serious Bigg Weezy takes his food situation. All right. And I love it because I just drop shit on the floor and someone's going to pick it up and clean it for me because I'm lazy like that. All right. I'm still pissed off. I got to wash my own body in the shower. I'm telling you, there is nothing worse than being like, fuck, I got to reach around and clean my own ass again. You know, so,
Hashtag
now
Korean
back
spot.
in now back in the day though, by the way, I'm going to have to try the Korean spawn thing. Thank you, Stephen, for sticking that in on me.
You're welcome.
Back in the day, there was a time in my life, Stephen, where I had staff. That's people that actually are in your house all day cleaning it, every day, all day. I put my order in at night for breakfast. Breakfast is prepared and sitting in the kitchen table, not the dining room table, because that's only for dinner. It would be on the kitchen table. And as I'm eating, and orange juice is being poured for me, right? Mr. Brown, what would you like for dinner tonight? And I would say what I wanted for dinner, and it would be prepared. Now, I thought that was the life. And it was for about a month or two. And then I realized I can't walk around naked in my own house. When you have maids in your house, you can't walk around naked in your house. There are people in your house, Stephen. They're not workers, they're witnesses. They're witnesses to your temper tantrums. They're witnesses to your faux pas. They're witnesses to everything you do. These motherfuckers, if you become famous, write books, right? Because there was really no big thing back in the day with NDAs back in the 90s. Nobody really cared about NDAs back in the 90s. All right. And that's when it hit me. I was like, I can't walk around naked. I got to wear pajamas. I don't wear pajamas. I had to have a robe. Then your shit had to match, right? So your house shoes had to match your robe. Then you had to have an evening jacket. I'm telling you, I lived rich when I was rich, and I don't miss it. All right. I walk around naked now. As a matter of fact, you guys don't know this, but I just have a shirt, a chain, glasses, and a hat on at this particular moment.
There's a visual for you.
It's a visual. There's about 10% of the people watching. There's 10% of the women are like, oh, wait, that's fantastic. Stand up, Bigg Weezy. And there's like 60% of the Weezy people saying, I sure wish Steven was like that right now. I'd like to see Steven because Weezy's propped up that brother's penis so good. We want to see his penis. Weezy said that Steven's a penis model, that he models penises, that the dildo 6200 is modeled after his penis.
I actually was a figure model in my art department at IU. I'm a fine arts minor, so there are sculptures, drawings, and paintings of me naked all over IU right now.
And say that one more time, Stephen. There are naked pictures of Stephen all over IU. Go ahead, because we're going to raise their entrance criteria right now, because there are people just wanting to be accepted into the school for the opportunity to be able to visually see you naked all the time.
Yes,
Did you have the bearded goatee that you have now, but of course all black?
No, at the time, because I looked a little bit like Magic Johnson, I had the pork chop sideburns and a little mini mustache. And, I kind of was going for that Magic Johnson look back then. So I had the mustache and like the mini fro, the mini Magic fro.
All right.
I was hot.
This is an issue right now. This is an issue. Stephen, you open the door because it's time for me to go. But you open the door, and I can't let this go. For those of you who are watching who are not black, there's one thing that you don't understand about black folks. We all look like somebody famous. If you're on podbrothernation.com right now, or Boxcast TV right now, or on Zoom. Well, I don't know if they see us on Zoom, but on Pod Brother Nation, if you're watching any of those things right now and you heard Stephen's voice, I want you to take it from me. You know I won't lie to you. You know I tell you the truth. This guy does not look nothing like Magic fucking Johnson.
Well, back then I did.
How the fuck can you look like Magic Johnson back then and not back even then. Be sick? That's how you know.
Yeah.
Stephen just told us that he used to look like Magic fucking Johnson. But somewhere along the line, he lost the Magic Johnson look. David.
I'm gonna pull up a photo next show.
Show we want the photo.
Yeah, I'm gonna show you my photo, and you can be like, okay, I can see the resemblance. All right.
Well, no, people tell me that today. Somebody says, you know what, you look like a fat Denzel Washington. So I got you.
Yeah, right? I got in a lot of clubs and parties, man, because people thought I was Magic Johnson's brother. It was like
Listen, I got into a club 3 weeks ago because they thought I was Tom Cruise. I know your pain. Okay? I know your pain. Right? I walked up. You know what I mean?
Well, if it's any consolation, yes. I've also gotten Forrest Whitaker for some really drunk white dudes.
Once again, there'll be photos next week. He looks nothing like Forrest Whitaker. Both this guy's eyes are perfect. Forrest Boris has a fucked up eye. We all know it. That's his appeal.
I know when they told
Right?
me that, I'm like, how high are you? You're like, no, for real.
Right, because both his eyes work. This is like the story Steven said 2 weeks ago when there was a penis measuring contest going on in the bathroom, and he knew his penis was bigger than the ones that were going on in the bathroom because he personally measured them. So, all right. So next week, Weezy Losby, 8 p.m. Pacific, probably, maybe, who knows?
8 o'clock.
11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, probably, maybe, who knows? We'll be there. You know, props to the people who waited 40 minutes saying, no, they're black. They're going to be on. They're black. I know it's a half hour past the time they said they were going to start. This doesn't make any difference. They're like buses. They're going to show up no matter what eventually. So, 11 p.m. Eastern, you have something. That's our tease. Picture of Steven looking like Magic fucking Johnson. That's our tease for next week. All right? That's our tease.
I promise
right now,
to deliver. I won't let you down.
People, I can't even wait for next week's show now. I can't. Normally I start looking forward to the show on Monday, but right now, as of right now, Steven, I haven't even signed off of this motherfucker, and I'm looking forward to next motherfucking show next week. I haven't even signed off. All
it's
right?
going to be
I'm
awesome.
still fucking here, closing it out. Go ahead, Steven.
It's going to be a barnstormer.
All right, now, Herb, do you actually believe that there's a photograph of Steven in his younger days from IU where he was hanging on the wall in IU in all of his glory, in which he resembles Magic Johnson, Herb? Right now, Herb, make your commitment. Yes or no? I'm on the no side.
This is that. It's an over under. So Weezy went to under. So you're going to take the under or the over?
I think I have to take the under because I've seen Magic Johnson in person, and
All right,
Magic Johnson's been all over LA. I've seen Magic Johnson.
Well, listen, Herb. This is what
till
Steven
next week.
Actually,
then. Till next week, you'll see.
Yeah, but Herb, this is what Steven is saying. Steven is saying that there has been some free meals, some free entrances to clubs. There's been gas. His car has been gassed, right? Because people have seen Steven, Herb, and they say, hey, Magic. And Steven pretend to be Magic. And the first thing they said is, hey, how come you're driving a Honda? So why are you driving that Toyota, Magic? The wife has the wife's got the Bentley today, And what's his wife's name again? I forgot. Oh,
Cookie.
Cookie's got the Bentley today, with that big Magic Johnson smile. Cookie's got the car today. I'm just driving the Toyota. I didn't want people to recognize me, even though I'm 560 feet tall. I just didn't want nobody to know it was me. It was Magic Johnson. That's what, right? People saw Steve and thought it was Magic Johnson. Said, oh my God, Magic, I thought you were 6'9".
That's exactly what they would say.
That's right. I had no idea you were only 6'1". You look bigger on TV. I'm telling you, Steven, I got the same problem. I'm telling you. People walked up, my God, Denzel, you look skinnier in the movies.
You're like, I know, it's a 50 millimeter lens. What can I say?
That's it. Can you do the Denzel walk? I'm like, yeah, show you. Yeah, sure I can. Denzel, my God. What's that shit on the back of your neck, Denzel? Well, they airbrush that out. They green screen that out. They cut that out in the movies. That's what that is. And then of course people walk up to Denzel and say, "My God, Denzel, you look like Bigg Weezy." So he's got the same fucking problem. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's got the same fucking problem. All right, everybody. This has been Bigg Weezy, Weezy Philosophy. I thank you all for tuning in. Remember, bad advice is advice. Ignorant talk is talk. We're sorry that we were late, but we don't care. We still got it in. All right, give it up to Herb Morris and Stephen Kimbrough, known as in the neighborhood as Stevie K. Right? That's his gangster. Is that your gangster name, Steven? What's your
Yes.
gangster name?
Yeah. Stevie K.
Stevie K.
So actually,
Herb
Special
Morris.
Case. Special K was one of my.
That's
Was one of
Special
my
K.
hood.
Herb Morris, no matter where he goes, it's just Herb fucking Morris. All right. I love you guys. Next week, Bigg Weezy, we out. Peace.